matter where it was at. You know what I mean?
They're trying to create a scenario where he's trespassing and he had a knife and he shouldn't have been there. He should have stayed in his place when two white boys tell you to do something and you should do it. You shouldn't stab him and they go right to the stabbing. There's no videos. No one's talking about that knife. No, there's no pictures of it. There's no talk of it other than he had one.
Which is what leads me to believe that there's something that they don't want us to know.
They don't want us to know yet because they don't have control of the situation. They probably haven't done all the full investigation. Like I said, it's an ongoing investigation. There's some information that we're never going to be able to get at this time to be able to even talk about it. So we got the news and we got whatever propaganda that's going to be available to us to shape our minds and make us think whatever they want to think.
Okay, last thing I'm saying, because we could do this all day.
Yeah.
You just said they haven't released all the information yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't you think? No, I'm not asking y'all what y'all think because it'll be like, nigga, you the. I think that when you're up against a system that can choose when and where and if they even ever give you all the information,
right?
That's some shit you don't want to go up against. That can pretty much dictate the narrative,
right?
That's some shit you don't want to go up against.
Yeah.
So back to my original point, if you can avoid it to even begin with, I think you should do so.
Because do once your best.
If they got all the info and they go, let them know that, but don't let them know this. Let them know this, but don't let them know that.
You talking about to the public? Or you talking about
the public?
Okay,
the public.
Yeah. Well, the public.
If you have that power, that's what if you have that power, that's some shit I want to avoid.
Yeah, the media, anything that you see in media, especially regarding cases like this, can be used as propaganda to shape your perception of this guy and this guy, who's innocent, who's guilty. It's like the court of public opinion. Yeah. So the DA or whoever it is
they
in Collin County,
character in the court of public
so they're like,
first.
we want to try this court in Collin County. That's where Frisco, the Frisco,
How
Texas
far
is.
did you go?
Well, when I lived in the DFW area, Frisco is one of those new towns. In the last 15, 20 years, it is what it is now. But it was a growing city, and it wasn't that far. It wasn't that far at all. Up the toll road, up from the Addison Improv, man, we can get to Frisco easy. It's close. So you want to shape the minds of the public that are there with these news clippings, and then try the case there. So now,
because they're the jurors.
They're the jurors. So is he even going to get a jury?
Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see the
so it's already happening.
The weaving of what I was saying earlier. Yeah. They're the jurors. They give them this information, but hold that out. Give them this information, but hold that out. Then bring them in. Bring them in.
He's 17. Is he actually going to get that? What's the closest thing that he can actually get to a jury of his peers? People under 21. I don't know if the youngest juror that you had, the minimum age for jury selection. So if it's 18, they need to get
probably 21, man.
I think if they need to get a jury of his peers.
Find that out.
Juror at 18?
I think you're adult at 18.
Juror at what age?
I've had kids in my jury selection.
Kids? What
they look like kids. They're like, all right, I'm still
they
in
need
college
to be a jury of his kids, of his peers. Three black women, 3 black men, 3 non-black women, 3 non-black men. That would be a jury of his peers, in my opinion. But
now, how likely is that to happen?
It depends on who's doing the jury selection. I mean, there's all sorts of tricks.
Prosecution and defense they do get to choose their jurors.
There's a jury selection, and they can do it.
But I don't think
how likely do you think that is to happen? 3 black men, 3 black women? How likely you think that's to happen?
The prosecution probably would dismiss those jurors.
Well, they have to have a jury select. The legal maneuvers and tricks. We're not privy to that. We're not. We don't. That's not something that we know.
No, we privy to it because we've seen juries before.
Okay, I'm talking about the process, the jury selection process, to whether they can actually achieve that is unlikely. I don't have any faith or any confidence in that. Yeah, they're doing legal maneuvers. This person looks like they're gonna rule in my favor. They have to agree, but there's a whole strenuous process.
Part of BLM, I want him removed. Like they just keep removing jurors to get the people they want. There's a whole strategy involved behind it. It helps sway your vote. And if you got impressionable people or if you got leaders in the jury selection, you want to choose
Yep.
like a firefighter. Yeah, put him in there. Put that firefighter.
But you
in there
can have
because
somebody that can
it's-
advocate that process, knowing, all right, look, we're not going to let whoever that his lawyer is, his attorney is. I'm pretty sure he's sensitive to that.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. He's a lawyer. Of course.
It's a whole,
he's
Yeah.
into
it's
this.
a
He
whole
don't wanna
job
lose.
dedicated
That's
to
what
that.
he does. That's what he does.
That's what he does. He don't want to lose. Shoot.
Of course, he's
You know all that.
All right.
Anyway.
So let's move on past that because
Okay.
I want to bring up something. But that's that. If you got any comments, hey, feel free.
I'm glad
You know,
I'm glad he's out of
I'm on
jail.
the roof with the sniper.
I'm glad he's out of jail. I'm glad he's not sitting in a cell
Likewise.
when he doesn't need to be.
Me
Mhm.
too.
And I pray that everything turns
There's
out.
protection on his
That
family.
bond was too high for someone without a past criminal
Right,
history.
right. Not a flight
So,
risk. Yeah.
which was another reason why they should have had the bond reduced. So let's see what happens. We're in the corner. You know what I mean? We just want to hopefully when the facts and the evidence come out, my man is found not guilty.
Mhm.
Trust me, it's a harsh situation regardless.
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
see
It's
that
a harsh
knife.
thing regardless.
I wanna
People
see
think
that
when
knife.
you kill somebody,
Yeah.
I've never killed nobody before, but I got motherfuckers in my I know killers. And they all told me when you kill somebody, that shit haunts you. That shit bothers you. You
Mhm.
lose sleep. You're not comfortable. And some people who are about that life continue to kill to numb that feeling. So they don't, you know what I mean, to make that feeling become normal. Those
Wow.
are your killers. You know what I mean? Like your niggas, you know what I mean, your goons. You know what I mean? But somebody like
Sociopath.
Carmelo, I just hope that it doesn't shape his mental. We just want
Yeah.
the best. And I'm saying that if he was in the right.
I think
If he was in the right.
I think even if but just based on what the reported statements that he made, it seems like he's remorseful and aware that what he did was not a good thing, and that's not something that he meant for it to happen. But again, man, I want to see that knife. I want the knife, nigga. I want to see that shit.
Well, as
Because
the only person on the panel whose brother is a repeated murderer, and even he,
really, yeah.
out of jail, would sit with us and say, "This ain't it. You
Right,
don't want
right,
to live
right.
like this.
Mhm.
Right,
You
right.
don't want to be the guy that has the record, and everywhere you go, you can't get the job, and everywhere you go, they, oh shit, look what it says here, and
Mhm.
you get in trouble, and the cops are just driving past, looking at you like, come on, nigga, come on back.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
we waiting for you, motherfucker.
Right.
You don't want to live like that.